Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Hi everybody, it's Doreen and I'm back. That's right, I'm back from my 2-month vacation. So, I'm back with a new sign, as you can see, and we're going to start this off with what else, of course, but a birthday card. So now, today, we will be using the Cricut and the Gypsy, and we are going to be using the cartridge that is a Cricut Light cartridge, and it's called Lacy Labels. And then we will also be using, and I'm going to bring this up to the camera because I don't actually have the handbook, but we're going to be using the Twinkle cartridge, which is also a Cricut Light cartridge. So, what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we are going to be making for a special little girl. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay, everybody, so before we get started with the very first card that I'm doing for the year, well, actually, it's not my first card for the year, but it's the first card that you're going to see me give you a tutorial on how to make. I want to talk about where I got the card idea from, and I got it from the Cricut magazine, and this is the June 2012 magazine, and I actually got this magazine from Skylar. Thanks, Skylar. And the card that we're going to be making is this card right here, and they're calling it It's My Day, and it's by Emma Aguilar. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So anyway, so let's bring up our supplies and we'll get started on the card. So now I've done a lot of the preparation of the card ahead of time because you didn't need to sit here and watch me do that. So this is our card base, and this is from the Lacy Labels cartridge, and this is one of the Cricut Light cartridges from Walmart, and I'm not sure if your Walmarts may have this cartridge or not. None of my Walmarts carry any of the Cricut Light cartridges anymore, and they've also stopped carrying any craft items, so I really kind of miss that because they used to have a lot of good stuff in their crafting area. So let's go ahead and get out our Gypsy, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and welded 2 of my labels together. So let's bring up, and they actually give you the size measurements and everything in the magazine to tell you what size to cut everything. So what we want to do is I use key number 14, and it looks like this, and I laid 2 of them out on my mat, and I believe the size that they suggested you cut them is 3 2/3. And I'm sorry, you're going to cut them at 4 inches for your card base. And so I cut took both of them and set them out, or one of them, I'm sorry, at 4 inches, and then I just did a copy and set the other one at 4 inches, and then I laid them on top of each other and just moved it up until they were just lightly touching, and I welded the 2 together. And then that gave me my card base. And then the other thing that I went ahead and did is I wanted something on the outside here to look like stitching, and I could have gone ahead and did what was done in the magazine, and it looks like they used a gel pen to go all the way around, but I wanted to do something a little different. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've taken my Janome sewing machine and I did a zigzag stitch all the way around. And I didn't measure or line up or anything. I just went all the way around like so. Now this paper is some of the Joann Fabric textured cardstock, and yes, I still have a lot of that. So we've got our first layer already laid out, and then what I did was I took some of the scrap paper that I had left over from my new sign, which says, got my name, and then Queen of Bling and Card Maker, and then I've got a lady over here on the side, and then a shoe, and then my butterfly at the top. So I had some of that paper left over, so I decided to put this as my top layer. Since the little girl that I'm making this for, her favorite color is purple too. And I'm going to lay that on top like so. And this is also key number 14, except it's cut at 3.47 for the height. So once again, you'll just hit key 14 and you'll cut that one out as well. And you just need one of those. So what we need to do is get our tape out. And I'm just going to use the Tombow for this. And we're going to lay this layer on top of here. So I'm going to get some tape, and I'm just going to run all the way down here like so. And get some on my edges here. And then I'm just going to open this up, and I'm going to press this and place this right about here. And it will cover up just a little bit of my stitching on the top there, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to press down. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add the next layer. And I've already started with my layer, and I just took some twine and taped it down. And so I have these last two pieces left to tape down. So I'm going to just grab my Scotch tape and take a small piece, and I'm going to line this up. And I also did stitching on this side as well. So now let me go ahead and tell you where I got that size before I go ahead and finish taping everything down. So now that is also from the Lacy label, and it is key number 33, and it looks like this. And so what I did was I just rotated it, and it is cut at 2 1/4. And you don't have to rotate it, I just did so I can get it on my mat the way I want it. And the cardstock that I'm using is once again some of the Joann Fabric texture cardstock. And then I once again went around and did this time a single stitch all the way around. And then I also stamped out the words birthday wishes, but it's stamped really, really light, so you probably won't be able to see it. But the stamp ink that I used is the Stampin' Up! Lavender Lace. And then the actual stamp is from the My Creative Time Teeny Tag Greeting Set. And it looks like this, and I apologize for the glare. So that's what I have stamped up there at the top. That is kind of hard to see. So that needs to go there. So let's go ahead and finish putting our tape and taping down our baker's twine. And I'm just going to take this and turn it on this side and lay this down. And I'm going to take my tape and fold that down. And then I will go ahead and do the other side. And I'm not going to give you the sizes that I cut the twine. I just cut it till it fit on there the way I want it. So you can probably kind of figure that out yourself. And so now we have that. So that is going to be, we're going to place that right there. Like so. So once again, we're going to use our Tombow to get some tape on the back of here, and then we're going to get this tape down to our top layer of our card. So I'm just going to line this up, and I'm going to press it down like so. And it looks like we need to add some tape here on the edge. So I'm just going to take this and take my Tombow, and I'm going to get some tape down here on the side. And then I'm just going to rub this a little bit so I can get that tape that's on my top layer, or my middle layer. So now we have it. So now we're ready to add our little girl. Now the little girl comes from the Twinkle Toes cartridge, which is also a Cricut Light cartridge, which I did not have. And at the time when I saw this at Walmart, I didn't purchase it because I didn't think I would ever use it. But then I saw that card in the magazine and I really liked it. So what I did was I went to the Cricut.com website to see if the cartridge was still available. And of course it was out of stock. But I could have ordered it online from Walmart. But then I saw that they had a digital version available so that you could just download the digital version to the Cricut Craft Room. And then the next time you connected your Gypsy to your computer, it's automatically on the Gypsy. So I was able to go ahead and just download it to the Cricut Craft Room, and then I plugged my Gypsy into my computer and it was on my Gypsy. So I designed it from the Gypsy rather than the Cricut Craft Room, because as we all know, I don't really care for the Cricut Craft Room. So now what I've done is I've already gone ahead and put her together, but I'll go over the measurements on what I cut her and which key I used. So let's go ahead and go to that cartridge. And as I said, it is the Twinkle Toes. And the key number that I've gone ahead and used is key number 5. So she looks like this. And because I wanted to add my own face, I went ahead and I went to my Advanced tab and went to my Hide and Contour, and I removed the face so I could put in my own face with the Peachy Keen stamps. So she is cut at 2.5 inches, and I'll blow this up a little bit so you can see that. So she looks like that. And then I went ahead and started adding on my other pieces for her hair and her headband. So now to get the hair, you are going to hit your shift key and key number 5, and this is her hair. And then what I did was I just hit the shift lock key. Oh, I'm sorry, not the shift lock. I went ahead and hit the layer key and key number 5, and this is what you'll get. So you're getting the face and the headband and the dress. So I laid out on my mat 2 of those, and then I went and did the Hide Contour again, and I hid the headband and then cut out the dress, or laid out the dress, and then I went ahead and laid another layer and key number 5, and then I went to the Hide Contour and I hid the eyes and the dress and got the headband. So now that is all cut out at 2.5 inches. And then once you have all of that cut out, you can go ahead and put your little girl together. And then I took some of the scrap paper that I had left over from the sign and made her dress. And then I just took some tulle to put on top of the dress, along with, of course, my bling. So she's all ready to go on top of here, and what I've done is I've popped her up on some foam tape. So let's take our tape backing off, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to add her. And I think I want her to go up just a little bit higher, but we're going to make sure that you can see the birthday wishes, and we're going to stick her right there like so. And so there you have it. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my embellishments, my bow, and of course some more bling. And then I'm going to come back with the finished card. Okay, everybody, so I'm back with the finished card. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken and made a little bow up here at the top using my Bow Easy tool, and I've added a paper flower rose, of course in purple, and then I've added some bling on the top of her headband, and then I've gone ahead and added 3 bling over here on the side of the card. And then for the inside, I just stamped out Happy Birthday. And to stamp that, I used the, once again, lavender lace by Stampin' Up. I'm sorry if I don't know if I was in camera frame when I showed that. Okay, so then the last thing I've done is I've just gone ahead and taken just a regular envelope and I've stamped out the Happy Birthday using my stamp set that came with the Art Philosophy cartridge, and I've also stamped this little cupcake, and then I took my Yasutomo watercolor paints and painted the cupcake. So that's it. This is my finished card for that special little girl for her birthday. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy birthday, Logan. Bye.